just going to overlook the fact that Mitsumune was scared of a penguin, was running away from the penguin, but apparently the penguin is small, and then the penguin runs past Mitsumune, jumps off a cliff, and then Mitsumune decides to jump off that cliff after the thing he's scared of. Like, what? What? I mean, I know, the Lost Village hasn't had the most, or the greatest logic, and I know I've laughed more than I should when it comes to this series, but what? You're telling me that you're scared of this penguin, which is Tokimune, his brother, and he's scared of it, it's small for some apparent reason, and then it runs off a cliff, and then he dives off a fucking cliff after, like, I'm just speechless right now, like, what the fuck? This episode was all kinds of fucked up. It really was. It was all kinds of absolute fucked up stuff. I mean, there was just so many whats throughout this entire episode, and I'm like, bro, just, The Lost Village, you only have, like, 3 episodes left? Around 3 episodes? And not many characters have died, and I'm kind of a little bit upset about that. I mean, I expected some, necks being slit and people dying left and right, but that hasn't happened yet, so kind of disappointed in a way. So we only have like 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes left of The Lost Village, and so far with the plot, I'm still exactly where I was at the beginning of the series. Just, being confused, wondering what the fuck is really going on. I mean, we know that they're there and they're trying to, I guess, learn to overcome their, different problems they had in their life, but still, the main thing is like, what's going on with these other villages? What's going on with this dude that was introduced this episode that came out of nowhere? I mean, what's happening with the other characters? I mean, there's so many questions I have right now, and I'm like, scratching my head like, holy shit, how is this series going to even conclude these characters in like 3 episodes? It's not possible, and it's the same exact topic I brought up at the beginning of this series. One of the biggest issues about a cast like this, it's too bloated. It's a bloated cast, there's not enough time to dive into each individual character, give them characterization, allow us to care for the character, and allow us to connect, and we're not getting that. I'm going to be honest here, I'm not really connected with any character in this series. I've laughed more than I should, and I'm not really connected with any. I mean, let's look at some of the characters in this episode. Like, we get some characterization for our main character, Mitsumune's best friend. So, we're going to find out that his so-called friend is not really his friend. We all thought it was maybe a yandere or something, a male yandere. I remember many of us talking about it in the comments, saying that most likely Mitsumune's friend is a yandere and he just wants Mitsumune for himself. And in a way, that's kind of correct, but it was actually incorrect all along. So, apparently, his best friend has had this complex for a very long time. His parents have pretty much kind of warped Mitsumune's friend into a person that they want him to be. For instance, the parents are pressuring their son into being their ideal child, and in a way, that's very cruel. That could fuck with a kid's mind, so I can understand how he could be mentally fucked up, but still, I can't really sympathize with him at all. I really can't, and I mean, the way he was just using Mitsumune the entire time, and he was trying to make it to where Mitsumune would listen to anything he said, it was like, dude, you don't like how your parents treat you, you don't like being shoved into an attic and looking at your creepy dead grandmother's eyes, but you're willing to do the exact same thing to a so-called friend, someone that really respects you. That's pretty fucked up. That's a really fucked up way to go about it, so I can't really feel sympathy for the character. I can't. That kind of got thrown out the window after I saw that. I'm like, since you're in that spot, you know how it feels to have people control your life, you should know you wouldn't want to wish that on others. So the character is very selfish, and the way he acted, I was just like, that's disgusting. It really is. So, regardless, and like, moving past that, there's a couple of other scenes throughout here and there throughout this episode. I mean, we get the scene with Masaki and how she is very mysterious in this episode. She just goes running off and doing her own thing. I mean, she has writing on this rock, and she says, I was told to turn around, and that raises many questions, like, what's going on here? And also, where was she running off to? Like, what is she really hiding? And then also, the dude at the end of the episode that popped up, if I had to make any assumptions, if I had to assume who that most likely is, I'm going to assume it's the cousin. I think that's who it is. I could be wrong. I could be completely dead wrong, but I believe that most likely is the cousin to Masaki, because, I mean, that's one of the main focuses in the recent episodes of how this person went up missing. Masaki's trying to find him, and when this dude is, you know, talking, it's a dude talking, and we didn't get to see his face. I'm willing to bet it most likely is Masaki's cousin. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. So yeah, I mean, episode overall for The Lost Village, it's just like, yeah, I'm speechless of this series. It's so... It's at that point where you know it's so bad. It's such a bad series. Like, it's so fucking bad. It's a train wreck. But somehow you continue watching it and you want to see how the train can wreck even worse. That's kind of what this is. I mean, like the tunnel thing. What happened to the bus driver? Like, where the fuck did the bus go? Where did the fucking bus driver go? Like, what? Like, the bus driver just disappeared. He just straight up just disappeared, and it's like a horror film. I'm like, he looks at his daughter, his dead daughter, and he just disappears. Like, what just happened there? Like, what's going on? So, I don't know. And then, don't even get me started on the wood-type blobish tentacle thing that was a monster. I'm like, okay, no. I'm not even going to get started on that one. So, yeah, episode of The Lost Village. Speechless. Just, yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.